What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to From the Block, homeboy. Appreciate you coming through. We always appreciate that shit. Good looking out, G. I know on the first one we missed a few things, so we're gonna get right to it. If it's cool with the homie, we're gonna get right to it and continue on, cause we missed some things the first time around. And well, in your own little words, homie, uh, let's get right to it, doggy. I appreciate that, and let's get done, you know?
What up, man? It's good to be back. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to retouch on some subjects that we unfortunately didn't get a chance to cover up, because we had to shake the spot, things got interrupted. But as for those who don't know, let me give a reintroduction of myself. My name is Wicked from Ws.Big.Top.Locos. My neighborhood is located in the Echo Park area. We're not far from Dodger Stadium, and my neighborhood is located right there. Yes, we're located. It's a gang-infested area. It's polluted with neighborhood gangs, so don't let the looks fool you. I know it's gentrification and all that, but don't things haven't changed at all. Things are still going on in the area. So I was born in the San Fernando Valley, Los Angeles, California. Um, I was born and raised over there. I really didn't have a stable home, you could say, so I was always shaking every spot. And I mean, everywhere from the San Fernando Valley to even over here in downtown LA. As a kid, I could say really, like any other childhood, we all have our goods and our bads. Um, yeah, so as a childhood, I had good and bad ones. Like any other childhood, I'll be lying and here and saying like, yeah, I saw this and I was going through that. Like no, I think every depending on how you grow up and depending on how your parents are too, it all depends on that. So I had a good childhood and a bad one too. It's nothing. I think it happens like that for every other kid. But getting to it, I guess because I know a lot of you guys are probably gonna be like, what made you want to get into the neighborhood? What made you this and certain topics, right? For me, I could say I grew up really around it myself. My pops is a first generation, and as a little kid, I remember, he would before he would shower, crease up clothes, 3 flowers. Even he would always tell me too, you got to keep your shoelaces ironed. That's the main thing that counts right there. I'll be like, what are you talking about? Shoelaces? At my time, I'm a kid. I'm worrying about like going outside playing, watching cartoons or whatever the situation was at the time, what was in at that time as a kid. So I really wouldn't care about that, I was just a kid. All I cared about was just going out, eating candy or whatever the situation was to have fun, like any other kid. But later on, as time started going on, uh, sometimes my pops would take me with them to go hang out with his homeboys from the neighborhood. And me as a kid, like I would see them, all tatted up and everything, and I would just be like, oh, like I would just see them as regular guys, I guess, because how I grew up too, I grew up with uncles that were always in and out of prison. So I already kind of knew what it was, but then at the same time, I didn't know what it was called. That kind of makes any sense. But it was stuff like that, that I saw growing up. Sometimes nobody had to take care of me, so of course pops would have to take me with them. But I've been coming to the neighborhood since like the early thousands, and I remember, getting off right there in Union and Glendale. For those who know, seeing, Big Top written all over. I'm talking about from coming out the freeway to just going inside. I remember Lupita's bar. I was that little kid like in like the movie from Bronx Tale where C is a little kid and he's peeping his head in and he's seeing all these guys around. Every time I see that part in that movie, it reminds me of myself because I could relate to that, you know. And me as a kid, like, oh, what's going on in there? You know, I remember the pool table in the middle. I remember everything. I remember everything right there in the neighborhood. Yes, I was born in the San Fernando Valley or whatever, but I was always coming down here since the day I was basically born. I've been coming here since as a little kid, so I also did grow up in the neighborhood, you know. And as time goes on, you know, I'm just hearing a lot of things, but it never really caught my attention. When I would see my pops hanging out with his friends, and I would hear like, oh, the homie this, and oh, the homie this and this and this and that happened, you know. Certain situations, I guess, that would go on in that timeline, you know. But it never really caught my attention, you know. I'll just be like, okay, whatever, you know, that's his friends, that's what they're talking about. It doesn't concern me. I'm just a little kid, you know. But as time went on, you know, I was, you know, just to make this short, you know, I was going through a lot of fucked up situations within, you know, within my household, you know. But the situations like that, what I was going through, I was building up a lot of hatred inside. A lot of hatred, anger, frustration, sadness, the whole 9 yards, you know. And what really did it for me was just seeing how, at a young age, how the world could be really fucked up. You know, it's a fucked up world out there, you know, and life could throw you a lot of blows. It could knock you out in your ass. It could knock you the fuck out and stuff like that. But you gotta have the fucking courage to get back up and take another step to it, you know. So as a young kid, I was around a lot of fucked up shit. But I guess in the end, what really got me into the neighborhood, for those who are wondering what made me want to get into the neighborhood, was that since I already had all that anger and frustration inside of me already, one day I was with my cousin. I know I want to retouch on the story again for those who probably didn't get a chance to listen to the story, but what really took the whole pie for me was, you know, one day coming back home, we were going to join the baseball team at school, and I was just doing my own thing, you know, and I was getting fucked with a lot, and going to high school, you know, and I would tell them, you know, because I was a tagger. I started off as a tagger. For those who probably didn't see the first one, I'm gonna just let you guys know the little details, you know. I was off as a tagger. I started off as a tagger. I was doing my own thing, you know. But I was just having fun, you know. I listening to like Black Sabbath, Psycho Realm, a lot of various music, you know. I just don't carry that one set of, you know, because a lot of people get the misconstrued that they see us the way they see us, that oh, they only listen to oldies and the typical stereotype of a gangster, you could say, you know, which that's not true, you know. We all listen to various types of music, but I grew up like that. And like I said, what made me join the neighborhood was coming back home from school, gonna join the baseball team, and me and my cousin was just like, yeah, you know, hopefully we get in, whatever, because I love baseball, for those who don't know. And there were some guys across from the river, you know, what you got on my 40. I told them, fuck you, I ain't giving you nothing. You know, you guys ain't gonna come and rob me. You know, you guys are, it's 5 of you guys, there's only 2 of us. Where you from? I'm a gangbang. But I'm still with it like that, you know. You got to have like 5 people with you. It's just me and my cousin. We're ready to go down. What's up? So nothing came about that, and that's, in the end, it was just like I gotta be with somebody. I gotta roll with somebody, because it's bad enough that I'm getting fucked with all the time, and then and it's gonna keep happening, and I'm the victim. So I had to switch that book around and be like, no, fuck that. Okay, now I'm from the neighborhood now. I'm from the hood now, and all that anger and all that shit that I got built inside of me, now I'm gonna let it out, and I'm gonna let you feel that wrath, you know, because there's a lot of things that I know about these people who fuck with me, and it just blows my mind on a lot of things. But I'm not, you know. I also want to give a positive message out there too, because I feel like last time I didn't give opportunity to give a positive message, you know. But for all the youngsters out there, for the ones who are watching this and they're thinking about joining a neighborhood and they think it's all fun and games, it's all dandy. Yeah, it's cool. After a while, you know, you get put on your hood, you're writing on the walls, you get your respect, you know, oh, watch out with that bad motherfucker because you don't want to fuck with him. Look at the crazy motherfuckers he's rolling with, you know. To you, it pumps you up. It makes you feel confident. It gives you that self-confidence, you know. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, because later on in life, when you stop and think and realize, you know, let's say you hit 25, 26, if you're grateful, if you're really out there in the streets doing what you're doing, you know, because we all know with this lifestyle that we choose, it's very rare for you to reach 21, 22, or 23. You're very grateful if you reach that age, but you also got to stop and think and realize, you know, in the end, is the hood going to pay for my bills? Is it going to be there for when I have kids? My wife, you know, what's the hood gonna give? Is it gonna give me credit? Can I go and buy this car because I'm from this and such neighborhood? You don't know. The real world doesn't work like that. You know, we get into this when we're kids because we're looking for that love, acceptance, that something that we probably don't have in our own home. So we go out there and we go look for that. And for us, you know, we're just like, oh yeah, you know, the hood is everything, it's the whole world. But in reality, it's just we're born into this concept that we're in the box, right? We're put in this box, and to us, it's just the block. It's just the block, you know, like, oh, the block is the whole universe. No, when you grow up and you decide, I want to have a career, you know, I want to go to college. Yeah, I'm street smart, but there's also nothing wrong with having that book smart. You see what I'm saying? Because again, you know, there's a lot of how can I say it? What's the word I'm looking for? Like, there's a lot of people that just carry that typicalness of a gangster. Oh, you know, they long socks, shaved head, white shirts. They talk like, what's up, bad shit? Like, no, like some phony ass shit. We're not all like that, you know. There's some homies that like going to school. You know what I'm saying? I know a couple of homeboys that graduated high school, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, you know. Because me, myself, I was still out there fucking around. You know, I was gangbanging and everything. You know, I would go to school in neighborhoods in the heart, and I would be waiting for the bus right there, not giving a fuck. But I was going to college, and these colleges were in gang areas. I knew where I was at, you know, because when you're out there in the streets, you got to learn to read the writing on the wall. And then by you learning how to read the writing on the wall, you know where you're at, you know what it is. This is what the neighborhood teaches you. So there's also pros and cons in the neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? It's like this. The hood, a lot of people don't view it this way. The hood could teach you the street smarts, how to survive out there. It teaches so when the day you do have a wife and a kid and a situation occurs, you know not to get all panicky because you've been in bad situations. So from your experiences, for what you see in the hood and what you were going through in the hood, you could bring what you know from the hood into regular life scenarios. You know what I'm saying? And like everything has its pros and its cons. What's the cons from the hood? The cons from the hood is getting busted, getting a record, you know, having enemies that you know you can't go to certain places anymore because they'll recognize your face, you know. It's little things like that that most people don't seem to understand as well. See what I'm saying? But unfortunately for me, I was very grateful that I never got busted with anything. I was never the type to do something and then come back loudmouthing, yeah, I did this, I did that. Because a lot of people do that, you know? And I was never that type. I was raised the type that you do something, you keep your fucking mouth shut and act like nothing even happened. Just act normal, you know? It's another day, carry on with your life, you know? But unfortunately for me, I was blessed to never get busted with anything. Yes, there's a story too, that I was on the run for some stuff, but luckily I always ran with luck, and in the end, charges got dropped, whatever the case was at that time, But that's that. But I'm very grateful, and what made me also start slowing my roll down, because to me, I love the hood. Like, to me, it was like everything. Like, going, patrolling, mobbing on the wall. Yeah, I gotta let them know that I was here. Let me write my name up real quick, But what made me start slowing down was like, okay, everybody that I know is growing up, they're all building credit. They're all having cars. They're all working. I'm the only motherfucker right here with no car, walking, and me, like, yeah, like, I was with that mentality. But what I was grateful for was that when I was going to a career college, I didn't even know that I was building no credit right there. And one day a situation occurred, whatever, I had to find a new spot. And as a gangster at the time, because I was still active out there, I didn't even know I had credit. Oh, you got credit? The apartment is yours. Oh shit, what the fuck? I didn't even know what the fuck credit was, because we don't care about that out in the streets. To us it's money, 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 money. I don't give a fuck about no credit. But then when you get older, you start seeing, yeah, it's like street credit that you get out on the streets. It's that. The credit out here in the real world is what gives you what you want. Cars, houses, apartments. If you want a new phone, even phones run on credit, Everything has a price. And if you don't take care of that, you're not gonna get nothing in life, I was very blessed enough to before, because I have some experiences. Yeah, I've gotten chased by certain San Fernando Valley gangs, but one day I was just thinking, where the fuck am I leading with all this shit? What the fuck? I know what's gonna happen if I don't start slowing down my roll. I already know the consequences, because I was raised around this shit my whole life. I would hear stories. I would hear my pops. I would hear them talking and a lot of things. And I was like, I don't want to be a fucking bum, not doing shit, So I was unfortunate enough to find a career. Just recent, I work with kids, toddlers, ages from 3 to 4 to 5 years old. And it feels good. It feels good giving back to these kids, because I try to be a positive role model for them. I try to be there for them. I hear them out, even though they're 3 to 4 years old, but that doesn't mean anything. These kids could be going through a lot at home. I would know, because I saw a lot of fucked up shit from my experience as a 3 to 4 year old kid. And I'm talking about some heavy shit too, But I try to be there for them and let them know, just like an example, just a story real quick. There's a kid that I work with, parents are separated, cops came in and they were suspected of child abuse and trying to put him in a foster home and all that. I'm really against that. They were trying to take this kid away from the parents. And I know how that feels, because it almost happened to me once, but my moms came in and clarified this with the teacher. But besides that part, once I started hearing all this stuff, I put myself in that kid's shoes. I had a flashback of myself. I see myself in this kid's shoes. I come up to him, I talk to him, and I tell him, what's going on at home, why you always come to school mad, whatever. And I try to give him that to let him know, you're not alone, whatever you're going through. Teachers are here, I'm here, so it feels good to give back to these little ones, because I don't want to sound like all these other people on the social medias and stuff, but these kids really are our futures, These kids, I'm 25 right now. By the time they reach 25, they could be doctors, lawyers, police officers, the whole 9 yards, And it feels good giving back to them, because, hey, one day I could be sick. Hey, he used to be my teacher aide. Oh, shit, yeah. He was the cool one playing with all of us, Because some of these kids don't have that positive role model at home. they could come from broken homes and stuff like that, you know. So you got to be that positive person, and also bring the street knowledge from what you know out there and bring it. Luckily, I could bring it into the classroom, you know. And the teachers have noticed that, you know. And there's a lot of people right here are probably gonna say, "Well, that fool's a square because you never got busted, you never did time, you never did this, you never did that." That really don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, from what I see now, and I hope people can correct me if I'm wrong, you know, but nowadays it's cool to get busted, you know, it's cool to do this and all that. You know, like I say, how I was just raised to, oh man, you're a bad motherfucker, homie. Like, oh, you're more bad because you got away with the shit. Check that motherfucker out. Damn, that fool's fucking sneaky, you know, but no, you know, I was blessed and fortunate enough to, you know, see the reality of it and see that there's more out there in the world besides the block, besides the hood. You know, yeah, I'm not telling you to forget where you come from, because I don't forget where the fuck I come from. I still come to my neighborhood to pay a visit to the homies. Hey, what's up? You know how you been? We don't even talk about stupid shit. We talk about work. Hey, you know, hey, dog, you got benefits? Yeah, fool, I got this benefit. Oh, fuck, homie, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can bring that shit in. Stuff like that, you know? Because it's like this. Let's say I'm 30 years old. How the fuck am I gonna look like standing next to a 14, 16-year-old little youngster right there on the fucking cut, holding the strap? Yeah, fool, you know, that's some, like, no, you know. And I know there's some homies out there that are still active, and it's all respect, you know. I'm not bashing on nobody, you know, but what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to give a positive message out there so the youngsters can know, you know, that there's more to life than all this shit that we were raised up by. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, travel, you know, meet people, you know. You're gonna run across a lot of people, and a lot of people that, you know, that can even help you out, you know. Because think about it like this. Yeah, we're all from the same hood. We're all friends, we're all homies and shit, but some of them want to see your downfall because sometimes there's jealousy amongst homies and stuff like that, you know. And I'm not saying, yeah, everybody's gonna be jealous of you. No, I'm not saying that. But understand also what I'm trying to say here, that, you know, some homies, you know, they just bash on each other instead of uplifting each other, you know. And that's what's really fucked up about this whole game. You know, some homies, they could be down and then they'll snitch on you. You know, stuff like that, you know. So you gotta be careful with the fuck, you know. Me, like I say, I'm cool with everybody, man. Everybody, I keep my circle small, you know what I'm saying? Always respect others, those who respect me, you know. But if, you know, if you don't like me for whatever reason, all right, cool, you know, whatever. It's all good, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, you know, just think about it, you know, think about really, if you're thinking about joining the hood, you know, just really think about the consequences. Yeah, it's cool, the parties, hooking up with girls, more girls are gonna come your way in your hood, you know, like, oh man, you know, like you're like a pretty boy, mocoso cholo, you know what I'm saying, trying to pick up on the girls and stuff, like, yeah, you know, like spinning your game right there, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, all that stuff is cool, man, you know, I'm not. Because I was the same way too, you know? I had this chip on my shoulder, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna front, you know, not fuck you, homie, I'm from West Side, You know what I'm saying? But in the end, I was just like, damn, homie, like, there's a lot of certain scenarios that I put myself in the heat of the moment, and I'm not thinking straight, and I don't give a fuck, man, I'm rolling in that motherfucker. So many times, something could have happened to me at the time. Me being stupid, me not carrying a fucking toy on me and stuff like that, just going off from the heat, you know, and just going out there and just doing stupid shit. But I'm really thankful that nothing's ever happened to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful to be here. You know, you know. So just think about all the stuff that comes with this lifestyle, because it's not just about partying. It's not just about hooking up with girls. When the hood calls, the hood calls. hey man, this situation happened, dog. Where the fuck you at? Oh, all right, homie, I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Being out there and doing your thing. But also coming down, when you come down, it's just like, hey, you know what? It's time for me to start slowing down. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm either gonna catch 25 alive or I'm gonna get 6 feet underground. You know, and yeah, your homies are gonna get their names tatted on you, rest in peace to the homie. But who's the ones that are gonna be dealing with the pain even more? Your moms, your pops, your family. Your family is gonna be grieving you for years. The homies, they're gonna grieve over you. Yeah, man, he was a down homie, you know? He was solid, you know, he was one solid motherfucker, you know? Yeah, they're gonna do their paybacks, whatever, but life goes on. And you're gonna be forgotten, it's just gonna be talked about. Yeah, that homie was down, yeah, that homie was this, rest in peace. That's it. It's just left with the memory, you know? But so with that being said, man, I just want to close it up with this. You know, I just want to give a thanks to the homie right here. You know, for giving me the chance. It's always a warm welcome from the homie right here. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to close it with this. You know, an outro, I guess you could say. Think for the young ones who are really out there and really thinking about joining a gang. Think about it. Don't think about it and think about the consequences and what the lifestyle really comes with. And don't be fooled by all this social media bullshit that you see. You know what I'm saying? All this nonsense bullshit. You know, really think about that shit, you know? And if you're thinking about doing it, in my words, be with it or without it. That's all I can say from that part right there, you know? With that being said, man, I just want to give a shout out to everybody out there watching this, you know? Nothing but love and respect to everybody out there. And hope to see you guys soon. You know, there'll be more videos of me, you know, here and there whenever I get the opportunity, you know. And with that being said, man, I hope everybody out there has the best night out there, you know, and that's it.